Hello Internet, this is Game of Thrones for Dummies. How's it going everyone? I'm Brandon Prosek, and if you haven't seen the show, what we'd like to do is a quick, rapid-fire, snarky recap of the latest episode of Game of Thrones. This week it's Season 6, Episode 4, Book of the Stranger. So as always, if you haven't seen the latest episode of Game of Thrones, spoiler warning. Kick things off at the wall where Jon Snow, for the first time since Season 1, two Starks finally come back together. That's right folks, Sansa Stark and Brienne finally arrive safely at the wall. Sansa Stark's basically like, it's great to see you brother, how about we go take back Winterfell. A little bit later they get a letter from Ramsay pretty much saying like, wanna go bro? Wanna go? I got your little brother Rick on. Meanwhile, Tormund is totally Brienne of Tarth. I'm shipping it folks, Brienne and Tormund Gingerbeard. All the way. If I gotta be brutally honest, I think Brienne just needs to get laid. She's dealt with a lot of shit. The one king she liked got stabbed by a shadow. She's had to fight a bear. She had to fight the hound. She needs to just get some. Just relieve some stress, Brienne. Meanwhile, down in the Vale, we see the Littlefinger for the first time this season, where he's reunited with his stepson, Robin Arryn. We all remember him. He's that guy who was breastfeeding until about puberty. He's basically like, hey, we gotta go save Sansa because I up and married her off to another psychopath. Jumping on over to Meereen, where Tyrion Lannister is kind of returning to form what he did in Season 2, which is politics. To open the slavery discussion with some masters of Slaver's Bay, he's like, look guys, I know it's in your name, Slaver's Bay, but you gotta cut this slavery shit out. I'll give you 7 years. 7 years, Tyrion? I mean, does it really take that long to kick the habit of owning people? Jumping back on over to King's Landing, Marjorie Tyrell is still imprisoned by the High Sparrow. He proceeds to give her another boring-ass story. No offense to the actor, he's great. I'm getting annoyed with these High Sparrow boring stories. I think that's his strategy, is that he never fights anyone. He just bores them to death so where they don't give a shit and they just leave the room. Our favorite incestuous siblings talk to Kevin Lannister and Lady Olenna Tyrell about, hey, we have a plan to save Marjorie and kill the High Sparrow. For f***'s sake, just do it. You've been talking about it for weeks. Jumping on over to the Iron Islands, where Theon has returned home to his sister, which reminded me, the last time he was in the Iron Islands was Season 2, where his father gave him the order to just raid some fishing villages. That's what led Theon to take over Winterfell, which led to his capture, getting his penis chopped off, watching Sansa getting raped, and oh yeah, lots of torture. So, Theon, safe to say, you should have just raided those fishing villages back in the day. Jumping on over to Winterfell, where Ramsay Bolton just kills Osha. Is anyone else just really annoyed with Joffrey 2.0? Jumping back on over to Dothraki country, where Ser Jorah, Friendzone, and Dario, I'm banging the chick you like Naharis, sneak into the Dothraki Vos Dothrak to save Dany. When she finds him, is like, hang on, I got a plan. She proceeds to trap the other Khals inside this hut, let it on fire, and she walks out all badass like, bow down to me bitches, mic drop. Which I know the show is trying to play this off as a really badass moment, but if you really think about it, they've always said that the Dothraki and that Khals are some of the greatest warriors in the world. How have most of the Khals died in this show? Khal Drogo died from an infection, and these ones died from a couple of matches and a big stick holding the door shut. And that just about wraps it up. If you really think about it, we pretty much checked in with everyone just for a second besides Arya, which has to be another one of my biggest pet peeves, is when we have these episodes where they try to check in with everyone. How about you just give someone an episode or two off and then give them a good 10, 15, 20 minute chunk in one episode so that it doesn't feel like all the storylines are just tiptoeing, you know, an inch at a time. But what did you guys think? Please comment below. Let's discuss this. Do me a big favor and subscribe to the Entertainment Buffet channel so you don't miss any of our new content. About every other Monday now we have a new show, which is the Movie Trailer Trash Podcast. They're coming from the audio world to the video world, where the first episode dropping, they'll be discussing the Assassin's Creed trailer. So subscribe to both our podcast and the Movie Trailer Trash Podcast on iTunes so you don't miss any new episodes coming your way. Alright guys, thanks for watching.